Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome back to a brand new video. This one is all about the top 5 tips for the side quest of August. Very incursion orientated, of course it is. We've got the spreadsheet, which you can find in a link in the description. Lots to go over. I do have to update a few things with this, like the filaments, total filaments. It's sort of correct, sort of not correct. So the correct part of it is volume, but the incorrect side of things is how it's split. But that's something I need to kind of go over in an upcoming video, just to clarify that, which is annoying because I kind of thought we got clarification. Also, how the side quest works, these top tips discussed will be put into the side there. This spreadsheet is something that I said I will be updating regularly. And also I do need to do filament store spend scenarios, which are part way through, but you know, I'm kind of like losing my weekend in order to kind of like get stuff together. So this will be updated on a regular basis, and hopefully I'm done by Wednesday because we've got the Legends event to go over. So there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff that I've got to work on, and you know, also do other videos that I want to cover as well. But in any case, let's get into the video and discuss top 5 tips. The first tip to start off with is filament purchases. Part 1 to this is all about revives and health potions. Let's go over some strategies with the best place to use them. If you're not using health potions and revives in incursions, then thumbs up, well done, good for you. If you are have you done your run, this doesn't concern you. But for those looking to do content runs, like whether or not you're doing Sector 5 or Sector 6, then you may be thinking, when's the best time to kind of buy a load of revives and health potions and then enter into the event, the incursions, most difficult for wherever you are in your progression. So there's a quick answer to this one. So you want to look out on screen right now. On the 16th is when we will see the store reset. It resets on a weekly basis for your revives and health potions. So when you make your purchase of them, it's going to be very important. We'll have a look at cost of them in a second. But the important thing is, how do you stash them effectively? Going to be difficult with health potions because there's a 10 limit. And there's a 14-day stash kind of like ratio with it. However, though, you will have a slight advantage. If you purchase them now, you'll have 10 in your stash. Now, when does that become an issue? Next week. Perfect. So let's have a look to the calendar. You can see on screen there's a little calendar right now. So basically, you'll have in your stash, it will be full up. Great. Fantastic. 16th, early 16th, before they reset, purchase them. Or purchase them now. Do you know what? Purchase them now. Why not? We'll have a look at the cost in a minute. Maybe don't do that just yet. But the great thing about this is that when you come to the next week, the 23rd, to purchase them, or just before the expiry, they will go into stash. Now, that's the thing. Purchasing them as close to the 21st or 22nd will be important because they'll be in your stash for 14 days. And if you're in your stash for 14 days, then it's important to make that decision to then do your run in around about the 30th. Because the 30th will be where there'll be another purchase limit reset. So basically, this right here. So you would have, theoretically, in your stash, 20, maybe even 30, if you then kind of go in on the reset, and you're doing on the 31st of August, you could be theoretically doing your Sector 6 run with 40 level 40 level 4 revives, 40 level 4 revives, 10, I nearly kind of messed up there. It's basically this. Like, let's kind of like just make it kind of easy as possible. This right here. So you could be ended up with this. It's better to kind of have a visual on screen to kind of like to cover what you're talking about, so you get it right. So yeah, you would have 90 health potions and going to do it. You'd have 24 revives and going in to do the most difficult progression based thing. Sector 6, Sector 5, Sector 4, depending where you're at in the game. That's a bonus. That's a real big bonus to be going in with that. That's what I'm going to be doing. Like I've done Sector 5. I'm doing all the lower sectors, getting that done, building up my filaments so I can buy something nice and store. But first of all, the most important thing is stocking up on those revives and health potions to make cushion the blow of going in deep into that incursions, because it's no joke. You make a mistake, you're done. So you're going to need this. And that's why I said 31st of August may be the best time. Maybe a little bit less. Look at the 14-day stash reset with stuff. But look, this is the cost. It'll set you back 21,000 body filament cost, 21,000 mind filament cost, a further 8,200. So let's say in a nutshell, you can buy everything for 30,000 body filaments, and then you've got 30,000 mind filaments. A lot of you might have already kind of got this. I mean, looking in game right now, I'm up to 53,275 of the body filaments and then 48,000 of the mind filaments. So it's good. I'm kind of like, I'm cushy for that one. It's going to be great. Thumbs up. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting involved with that. The part 2 is making decisions on spend. I would say hold on to your body and mind filaments towards the end of the month. Once you've accumulated a lot of those particular items, those particular currency, then you can start making decisions about spending them. And that's probably the best thing to say is like, just hold off, wait a minute, we'll make a decision towards the end of the month. Am I buying some of these revives and health potions? Yes. Have I already done sector 25 without having to kind of get into any of these? No. Then you've saved a lot. You know, that's the thing. Do your grind first, see where you're at. Maybe you're using these as you go. You know, that's up to you. But it depends on what you're trying to achieve from this particular month. And of course, when it comes to these stores, try and pick stuff that is important to you. Buy the stuff that you need first for your progression, that you feel are going to be good, and then kind of like take it from there. It looks like it is very much, so it's progression only, and you can't chop and change and mix and match with what you purchase. It is just about this. So make those big decisions about what is going to be beneficial for you first, before moving into thinking about, you know, further progression into sectors and incursions and stuff like that. Tip number 2 is all about what's the best team. It's always very difficult to say that because a lot of people will have different sub-opinions of what they think is some of the best options. I've seen Kitty Pryde do a lot of damage in incursions that players are using. I've seen people use Kingpin to great effect. So different strokes for different folks on different things. You know, I myself just going through a run in the sector 2, I want to say. Like, I've done sector 5 and I've done sector 1. I'm doing sector 2 now with Overseer, Doctor Doom and Infamous Iron Man. But that's not my team. If you've been following the channel for a good part of last week, I've chopped and changed who I've used. Like my team for higher levels, which I did in sector 5, my sector 5 team was, by the end of it, Hercules, Thor and Heimdall. That's a good combination. A lot of players will opt to use within their team Heimdall and Thor. Difficult one with that because there are some things, we'll talk about that in a second as to why players are bringing in that. A lot of the time I will bring in Thor in order to, not Thor, Odin, click on one. Odin with pre-fight, set that up, get some buffs for Hercules. I'll also use Galen, use the seed, give him the seed, the cosmic seed for Hercules, does very well. And then it would be Heimdall and Thor as the team. But, you know, a lot of people use different things. As I said, for lower sectors, my favourite team is Overseer, Black Widow and King Groot. Just a personal preference. I do like using Infamous Iron Man and doing insane amounts of degen-based damage. That's been incredibly fun of late to do that. So again, different strokes for different folks. Why we put Heimdall and Thor in the same team, well, that is very much easy to explain. Because there's this really cool element to interceding. So basically you go unstoppable, you go indestructible with Heimdall on your team, which is great. But you're with Hercules not triggering your immortality. That comes as a secondary thing. So you've got this kind of like double coverage of things. Another kind of great thing with having Thor in a team is because you have this once per fight, Heimdall will intercede on your behalf, dash back and hold block for 1.5 seconds, regenerate 15% of missing health instantly. So you get like a health bonus. Look, it's not overly needed with incursions, but it definitely helps. It's definitely interesting and you know how sort of matters. Thor was also put in a team with Hercules because of the extent of reducing down, mitigating damage coming in. Where's my 5-star version? There it is. Obviously I got my 6-star version, but one of the reasons that Thor is put in is because of this. Wild time blocks gain 100% perfect block chance while at or below 5% max health. So yes, that helps out as well. Some people do like to use Thor in it because it's part of the team, but some people don't. It's going to be, as I said, different strokes for different folks. There's different nodes, of course there is, so setting up a team is going to be very, very effective. And that's going to be important. It goes into the next tip. And that next tip is starting off as you mean to go on. Now, I learnt this from a lot of other players, mainly Unofficial Kabam Mike. Shout out to Unofficial Kabam Mike, one of my favourite Marvel Contest of Champions YouTubers, who was very much a case of advertising this, not advertising this, advocating is the word, advocating this for the last time we had it. And one thing that it was simply, as soon as you go in from zone 1, you're like, okay, well, what do I pick? I'm going to pick a node to begin with. But if you set up a certain champion, wait 5 minutes for the reset. Just exit, reset again. I'm not going to show you because I'm at the moment in zone 4. But the point is, you kind of like, you go into where there was a node, go, that's got some of the stuff that I need, but not the hack that I want. As I said, for me, I like that proud degen or power drain degen that comes up. That's really good for Infamous Iron Man. If I start off with that, I have a really decent start. Maybe you like buff cornucopia. I want to start with that. You get that permanently, that hack. So start off with that. Go up to the first one. Is it the right hack for you? No. Even better if you go like, okay, well, I've got the hack that I want. That's not the hack. That's not a hack thing, but I think you know what I mean. And you go, oh, great. I'm going against Vox. I'd rather go against Vox than go off against Photon, which, you know, can be a bit of trickery. But at least you've got that idea of going, oh, I've done this. I've got the great start that I need, and I've got it permanently. If you've got that hack permanently, that can help you rocket through the rooms. If you've got a champion with a decent rare boss hack. So it's like saying, like, I like Lightning Fists. Lightning Fist is fantastic. That is so important to get. Part 2 to this particular tip is bind a relic to the champions you use. Using relics is unfortunately an important necessity for doing incursions at the moment. There's a boost to 500% damage with that Lightning Fist. So do it. Like, it's just so important to do. Bind a relic to the champions you're using in incursions. I kid you not. Sadly, for those that don't like relics, you're going to have to do it. Why? Because the damage is better, the kind of extras are better, and it just helps to slap more damage. Next up, and do you need to get to zone 25 of threat level 6? No, you don't have to. There's been a lot of confusions about this. Legends title token. Now, this may be something you're looking at and going, I need this for the special Legends event next week. No, you don't. You don't need it. I think this particular token was a bit of a misleading thing because people may have thought this token was required to trade in. As it says, awarded to completing Zone 25 can be traded in for a special Legends title in the featured store from September 13th, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's that. And Command Mike even said that and even confirmed that, nope, the Legend Celebration kicks off week August 16th and all the tokens you need will be available during that event. So that clarifies that for people that were interested on that or were worried that they had to do it. So do bear in mind that, like, those tokens, two different things. So, you know, don't get too confused. And the final tip is all about you don't have to do incursions in one particular go. So one of the main things that you might notice and might see is that you'll see a daily zone bonus. Now, whether you get involved with it or maybe you don't, it's going to be down to you. This is actually funnily enough, this confused quite a few people. Like here, like this was, a lot of people said they were like confused. I've had loads now and still don't know what they're there for. What are those? Thank God some people said in this, read. Because, as it says, milestones rewards are awarded by reaching thresholds in the event. So this basically helps you to get to getting these bonuses, getting these points done, which is helpful towards your milestone. The milestone can be found if you go into incursions and you know click into the mode once you're obviously not in there. And it just helps you to get to those milestones quicker because you need a high volume of points. Points mean prizes, gets to the milestones and stuff like that. And they repeat on a weekly basis. But those particular solo events just help out. Some people have already done a good chunk of incursions already, and that's fantastic. It means they can go and do other things. But it does mean that you will have to come back to do more incursions in order to get through. I've done Sector 5, and I should have really left Sector 5 for points of, well, occasionally going in. But I kind of feel like I just want to get 1 to 5 done. Then go and do Battlegrounds, Arena, and the event quest, and then kind of come back to Sector 6 towards the end of the month. That's my plan. But that's the thing. You've got to make the decision of you've got to do more incursions to get more mind and body filaments for the store, which is part of the milestone, which also can be helped out by doing this. So maybe don't do it on a gradual basis, but do bear in mind that you have to do an incursion. You have to finish it off within the days, because it says there it will reset on the Wednesdays of the 16th, 23rd, 30th, and then we'll finish on the 6th of September. So there we go. That's been all 5 top tips for the month. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out some other content located on screen. Good luck in the grind with incursions and everything else in game. And yeah, Legends event on Wednesday. God, lots of stuff going on. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.